Hi, I'm GT, and I am transitioning from female to male. And I thought I'd like to document my experience on video and share it on YouTube for not only myself but for others. I am looking for support, and maybe there's others that are like me in my age range who are also looking for support or who can give me support. I live in a small town in New Mexico, and there's not a big trans population here, and there is a LGBTQ population. However, it's not that big as compared to bigger cities, and I don't know too many trans people. I don't know too many FTM people either. Anytime I've looked for videos on YouTube, it seems that everybody's younger than me, and I feel kind of lost. I'm looking for people that are my age, people in their 40s, 30s, 50s, who are transitioning later in their life. We're I feel like the age difference. We're kind of in a different place than 20-year-olds, than teenagers, and it's a little difficult. I wonder if it's more difficult to transition later in life than it is when you're younger. You know, we had to go through puberty, and I mean, it was a mind fuck. Going through puberty. All of a sudden, my body changed from skinny and straight and narrow to boobs and hips, and not really understanding what was going on. I was the tomboy to know. In Texas and Kansas, you couldn't keep me still, and I played with all the guys. Hardly any of the girls. I really didn't relate to many, too much to too many girls. But the guys I played with, I mean, it's easy. You play sports, right? But so growing up, I didn't identify with the girls at all, and I just thought I was weird. And then later, growing up, I thought, okay, well, I like girls, so I must be a lesbian. And I came out as liking girls, I think when I was 17 or 18, and that was hard enough. Um, but even then, in the being with my friends who were lesbians, I still didn't feel in my right place. I still didn't feel comfortable with other people like me, and I always wondered why I felt so weird. It didn't feel right for me to have a relationship with another lesbian. I dated a lot. I did date. I did have two relationships with two lesbians, but the rest were straight women, and I just felt more comfortable with straight women, and I didn't feel comfortable with lesbians, and I always wondered why, about that. And I'm not saying that, people, girls who are with straight women turn out to be trans. I'm not saying that, but it was a piece of the puzzle for me, trying to understand myself. I've been through therapy, and one of my therapists in Dallas, she gave me a book to read called "The Last Time I Wore a Dress," and I wasn't ready to accept myself then. And she was an excellent therapist, and I miss her so much. She helped me a lot finding the person who I was inside. But I wasn't ready. That was in 2004, 2000 on through 2009. I wasn't ready to identify as male or trans. I didn't know there was a term for it. I was offended that she gave me the book, and that I was wondering. I was wondering, did she think I want to be a guy? And I was deeply offended by it. But it was in the back of my head, like, oh, she's on to me. I wasn't ready to reveal that part of me. I felt too weird, like it would be too weird to be one of those people that has a sex change. So there was a lot of self-acceptance that I hadn't done yet, and I moved to New Mexico to be with my mom, and I started volunteering at the local gay and lesbian center. And while I was there, I started doing the social media for it. And it was a new gay and lesbian center. So I started from the bottom, and we just started doing all these things. We tried to make it successful, and it didn't. But during that time when I was doing social media for it, I found a lot of information about other trans people in the state, in our country, in America, and internationally. And the more and more I read about the subject, the more I related to these people. And then I saw some documentaries that were able to use some phrases that I connected with, and they kind of helped me accept myself, accept myself a little bit more. And at the time also, I was seeing Cassie. I'm now married to her. We've been married over a year since it became legal in New Mexico. And she helped me a lot. My wife helped me a lot in accepting myself. We talked a long time about this before I made the decision to go ahead and identify as trans and identify as an FTM, female to male. We talked about it for about 2 years, and finally made the decision, and I got my first testosterone shot in last November. I'll be coming up on a year of doing testosterone. And it's been a great experience. Finally coming into my own, finally understanding myself, finally revealing to other people in my life who I really am. It's been hard. It's been really hard as far as getting acceptance from others, from my family, my intermediate family. They have been the most accepting, but aunts and uncles, cousins, it's been a little difficult. Cousins of cousins, there can be judgment, of course, and then friends from the past, people on Facebook, they've deleted me. I don't know who they are. I don't know who's dropped me, but I just know that a lot of people from my past have. And I also, though, decided to, filter some people out, of people that, that don't think like I do, or they're not accepting as I am. Thank goodness I live in a circle of friends who are very supportive. I live in a community that's very supportive of me and my wife and our marriage and of the work that we used to do at the center. We were very active there, and it closed about a year ago. Since then, I've been volunteering for other organizations and concentrating a lot on this transition. At first, they put me on the shot. I gave myself a shot of hormones. That's my dog. We have 2 dogs here. I don't know what they're barking over, but they're going pretty crazy. Anyway, what I wanted to share, I just wanted to do an introduction video of myself. I want to share my experience. I'm not finding too much support on YouTube or other places of people who are my age, and I am really desperately looking for that. And my wife, Cassie, also needs support. She is going through a change herself, she needs support as far as people who are married to trans people, or people who are in relationships with trans people, family with trans people in their lives. Just she needs that kind of support. she's been very, very supportive of me. She has immediately changed the pronouns and referred to me as her husband and all the male pronouns from the beginning. I don't think she's ever slipped. I think I've slipped more times than she has, 10 times manifold, because I refer to myself in my birth name all the time, and I use she sometimes. It's been a process. It's been quite a process to be aware of yourself, and being aware of yourself, it has its terrible moments. All this self-analyzing. I'm constantly in my head, and evaluating what's going on around me. People treat me differently now. Now that I pass as a guy. I'll talk about that later. But right now, I just want to go through the basics, of introducing myself. And I just wanted to share my experience from the get-go. It's been a year now. The changes that I've gone through is a deeper voice. I have some videos of me for when I first took the shot last November. My voice was higher, and my voice is much deeper now. You can also see some facial hair on me now. I don't shave all the time, but hair grows, and then it looks a little scraggly, so then I'll shave. But I'm not getting a full beard or anything like that. It's only been a year. My eyebrows have grown really heavy. I don't pluck them anymore. I used to pluck and shave them, and that's just the trait in my family, these thick eyebrows. And I don't use makeup anymore. Eyeliner is what I would wear all the time. Deeper voice, let's see. Some of the baby fat, but I really need to lose some weight, and that's been a big challenge. I have lost 15 pounds since being on testosterone, and that's pretty much from not doing anything. But all of the fat has been redistributing to my stomach, and so I got quite a belly. But I've been able to see my muscles now in my legs, in my arms. It's kind of exciting because I used to work out a lot. I used to work out like crazy, thinking I could look like a guy, and I never really thought it applied to me that all the working out I would do, I would never be able to look like a guy. I didn't think, I never identified as female. I mean, I didn't like being a female, and I just didn't think those rules applied to me. As crazy as that sounds, I thought I could change my body to look like a guy, and it just never happened. I got the genes of my family, and the fat distribution was just very female. I had a lot of estrogen. So anyway, the voice, I'm hairy everywhere. My stomach is full of hair. it's so gross, and that's been a big challenge to accept, is that I'm going to be a hairy guy. Cassie says I'm growing some hair on my back. It's not heavy, that's good. There's been a receding hairline. My hair's not as full anymore, and that's great. I've always wanted a receding hairline, as crazy as that might sound. And the pain, let's see. So the loss of the fat has gone to my belly, right? And anything that's the most significant thing that has happened that hurts is a pain in my side since taking testosterone. And this is mainly what I'm looking for support on. I've been to the doctors, I've been tested, I've gone through labs, x-rays, CAT scans, and they can't find anything what's wrong with the right side of my stomach. It hurts like crazy. I have fibromyalgia, and that's painful. But this is more painful, and I could rate it like an 8, 9, 10 all the time when it happens, when it flares up. So I've been to the rheumatologist, and he says it's not a fibromyalgia symptom. The endocrinologist, he doesn't know what it is. I've been to oncologist, one of those doctors for cancer, and she doesn't know what it is. So I've Googled things, and I'm not finding anything related to testosterone given testosterone induced pain. So I'm looking for support on that. Has anybody else experienced any pain from their shots, from using androgel? I'm not saying that the company who's making this is making the pain happen. I'm just saying, so all the fat redistributed to my stomach, and is that the problem? Or, does anybody else have this problem? Do they have pain in their side? Is what I'm looking for. I'm hitting the 15-minute mark, so I think that's good for now. I just wanted to introduce myself, my situation, and I'll go a little bit more in depth for my next videos. And I look a little weird. I'm using two cameras right now, trying to figure out which movie thing I'm going to use. So I might look a little weird when I look at the camera. But anyway, that's my story, and I'll have another video up in about 2 weeks. All right, thank you.